Oh, Pakistan. They... It was so close. It was so close.
Now delivering in 10 minutes.
Thank you very much to Big Basket Now and Virat Kohli indeed. Close personal friend. Well, Pakistan have won the game. That's the fact of the case. They've won the game, but my goodness me, they've nearly given us one of the highlights of the tournament again. What a team. What a bunch of guys strung together here representing the fine nation of Pakistan and the diaspora across the lands, all celebrating a fantastic group of blokes who just want to entertain. That's all they want to do for us. They just want to give us some feels, and my goodness me, that was amazing. Weird tournament for both these sides. In the end, Ireland, I guess, finished bottom of the table. Disappointing for them. They made 106. And you know what? For some reason, that felt like it was almost enough. There's been so much talk with the Pakistan side about, some of the guys not talking to each other. You know, there's ruptures, there's fractures within the group. I mean, what more can these bunch of guys give us than everything they already have, in this tournament? And I'm sad that they're not going to be able to continue on the highlight package of this T20 World Cup for us non-Pakistani fans. In some ways, we're all Pakistani fans. I mean, we're all watching these games because you never know what's going to happen. Oh, incredible stuff. I mean, but then on top of the performances, which have been absolutely diabolical from top to bottom, for them to have the fucking arrogance to represent your country and then imagine making it to the top level. The pleasure, the joy of representing your nation in cricket. Get to travel all around the world. And then you get to the top level and you're like, I don't like him. I'm not going to talk to him. Fuck me. Anyway, aside from that, they definitely don't deserve to make it through to the next stages. They are an absolute big basket case. And that was exhibited in this game today against Ireland. Now, they've won the game. Let's make that clear. They've won the game. They were the better team on the day. But my goodness me. So they won the toss and they had to bowl first. Better the conditions. Finally, the game getting on in Miami. Miami cricket fans deserve a game of cricket at least. 1 game out of 4. That was a B-side to a Meatloaf song, I believe. Not bad. But we did get a game eventually. And that wicket, unsurprisingly, quite diabolical. But what about the electric start from Shaheen Shah Afridi? Yes! It's a big man with a big left arm, with a big face and a big head. It's ticking all the boxes for me. The snap of the wrist. I mean, when it's like the spin vision, like the close-up vision, it looks like he chucks it. He doesn't. To make that clear. But the snap of the wrist is like a pitcher, executing that snap. And when it's Bolt, upright position of the seam, not Trent Bolt, that's someone else, he plays for someone else. It just looks so beautiful. And then that was just an electric start. He gets Balbirnie, third ball, right through the gate. He gets Lorcan Tucker then with one that holds its line, caught behind. He then gets Harry Tector out about 8 times before getting him LBW, which as it turns out wasn't out because it pitched outside leg, not reviewed, despite Pakistan burning a couple of reviews themselves, as is their wont. At the other end, it was Muhammad Amir who picked up Paul Sterling. Excuse me, dancing down the wicket. And then, we're all thinking, well, this could be a short game. Pakistan had Ireland 5 for 28 when Dockrell was out, and then 6 for 32 when Curtis Camphor was out. From Harris Ralph, just on a short ball skied in the air. And you're thinking, well, This feels like a dead rubber game. It's going to be over in about 2 hours. You beauty. Let's get out of here. Let's enjoy Miami. Let's enjoy Miami Vice. Let's enjoy the vibrancy, the flavor, the colors, the electricity of Miami on a nice Sunday afternoon. And happy Father's Day to those that are celebrating across the land. And then who was it? It was George Delaney and Mark Adair put on 44 for the 6th wicket, just to get them from 6 for 32, and I'm using Australian numbers here, to 77 for 6. 76 for 7 rather. A nice partnership, a couple of lusty blows, and you know what? Right now, I'm going to introduce my moment for What Now, Get Now, brought to you by Big Basket Now. Now, what you really want with Pakistan is, like, Pakistan are basically the Rolling Stones of absolute diabolical, catastrophic mishaps. That's what Pakistan are. They're the Rolling Stones of that specific genre. And so when Mark Adair comes down the wicket to Ahmad, and then he launches one to mid-on, and it's just two Pakistani fielders just coming together, and you're thinking, oh, am I about to hear, one of my favorite tracks, Wild Horses? I'm going to the concert and I just want Pakistan to play the hits, Give me the good stuff that I know Pakistan can give me. Give me Wild Horses, Give me Wild Horses right now. Now, as these two come together and collide in a manner that Shaheen eventually does take the catch, but it was, who was it who he collided with? It was Usman Khan. That's who it was. Usman Khan, and then snaps his head and bangs his head on the floor, resulting in him going off the field. I'm thinking, well, you know what? I've got what I've come for here. Now, usually, when you're going to a concert and they play the hits, that would result either in a 4 and a 6, but Shaheen gets his big buckets around it, and he takes the catch. Now, little did I know that the Rolling Stones are about to play Satisfaction in the second innings, More hits being played, with an absolute all-time gas truck of losing 5 for 20, nearly fucking up that game as well, after fucking up the USA game. Oh, I mean, when you see one of your favourite bands, all you want is just for them to play the hits, and Pakistan have just executed that absolutely perfectly today. So kudos to them. And in that moment, it was just, chef kiss stuff, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, thanks to Josh Little, who made 22 off 18 at the end. Now, how's Josh Little gone through the entire tournament, not taking a wicket? That's wild, but he contributed here at the end, coming in at number 9, and he got Ireland to 106 for 9 off their 20 overs. So they've actually ended up batting out the overs despite being 32 for 6 after 6 overs, and they somehow make a score that is just like, once it got into triple figures, you just knew it was play ball time. It was game on. We knew we were going to get something today, and something we've got as well. Now, the start of the Pakistan innings, just easy going. I wouldn't say it was electric start, but but with Rizwan and Babar together after 1 wicket down, it was looking pretty comfortable at 1 for 40. 40 for 1, and then in the blink of an eye, it was 5 for 57. So they've lost 4 for 18 there, and then Ahmad Wasim was out. Shadab Khan nicked one down leg side, and then Ahmad Wasim was out. Then it was 6 for 62. So they've lost 5 for 20 in the space of, what are we looking at there? We're looking at about 4 overs. 5 for 20 in 4 overs. And then you're thinking, well, are Ireland slightly ahead now? Now, they did gamble up the top here, Paul Sterling. When I say up the top, basically the first, would have been 16 overs. They used all seam. That was the way they moved it forward. Barry McCarthy was outstanding, 3 for 15. Curtis Camphor came on and took 2 for 24, 2 big wickets as well, just to keep the momentum going. Mark Adair was excellent at the top as well. And Josh Little bowled nicely, just without any success in a wickets sense. And then Ireland were forced to bowl their leg spin of Gareth Delaney and Ben White at the end. And look, is it greedy? Is it greedy to just want one more upset in this tournament? I'm not sure. USA will be moving forward into the Super 8s. I guess we'll find out who's going to make fill the last spot between Bangladesh and the Netherlands. Upsets can still happen here. And we know, in fact, that Afghanistan win a game, as we learned during the last World Cup, that's actually not an upset. They're actually quite a good side. So, but just in that moment, at 62 for 6, after losing 5 for 20 in 4 overs, I was thinking, it just can't possibly happen again. I just can't be continually fed these good times, and it just felt greedy as I'm sitting here. You know what? Right now I'm sitting here and I'm happy because Pakistan were the better side. They won the game. It makes Pakistan fans happy. That's good for everyone involved. And, the Irish fans, well, they've definitely competed. And so I guess everyone wins in that sense. But is it just greedy? Just ask for more, just like Oliver Twist in that scene where he asked for more. In that sense, I think he was asking for more soup. I'm just asking for more gas trucks here. But Pakistan, geez, they're good fun. Now, coming into this tournament, could have easily won the thing. Could have easily won the tournament. They finished 2 wins out of 4. They've lost 2 games. They're out of the tournament, and they honestly don't deserve to go through. Pakistan fans, I'm sure, would agree with that statement. But they do break your heart, don't they? They break your heart. But at the same time, I've had a great time with Pakistan. I've really had a good time with Pakistan in this tournament, and I hope you have as well. All right, so I put a hashtag AskTGC out there. You know what? I can probably just about get this on screen as well for you. And I went early on my own on my personal Twitter, so you know there could be quite a range of emotions here. Here we go. So we all know who's going to win this tournament. So what's the point of this facade? Okay, interesting point. Imran said Ireland were 7-1 to win earlier. I wish I'd paced a bet, or indeed placed a bet. Yeah, I mean that is always a good thing with gambling. Is that like if only I knew exactly what was going to happen, I'd be rich, and then I'd be happy. Probably not true in any capacity. Imran also said, will Babar manage to finally play a captain's innings? Now, does that constitute a captain's innings? What does Babar finish with here? Babar finishes with 32 off 34. Okay. Is that a captain's innings against Ireland? I guess he did win them the game. It's 32 red. He steadied the ship. Anand said, why were you watching that, brother? Well, that's a very good question. But, you know, I've just had a good time. Imran, should Pakistan just throw everyone in the bin and start again? I mean, it's not the worst suggestion, and I do believe Wasim Akram after was it the USA or the India loss? He did say that, you know, there needs to be big changes. So I'm not sure he was suggesting people need to go in the bin, but that's what this channel's for. We can say that here, whereas was probably a bit less likely to be able to say that. Vinod said, how much are we going to miss the drama of PAK cricket in the Super 8s? 100%, Vinod. 100%. Berlin, is the Pakistan team the worst in the tournament? No, Uganda, comfortably. Anand, on a side note, can I tag yourself and Sam Perry on stuff that I think is funny, maybe worth a discussion on the show? Please do not do that. The crick couple, reckon we can have Uzi to help us with the next World Cup qualifiers? Worried about the Giants, Nepal and Scotland, etc. I reckon Uzi be up for that. I reckon Uzi has probably got 1 or 2 more Australian summers left, or he can probably play as long as he likes. And then, does he want to get into some white ball stuff, you know? Pakistan, top of the order, Usman Khawaja. Are you having him, Pakistan fans? Are you having Uzi? Ahmed said, why do Pakistan batters perform PSL/domestic and fails at international level? Almost like it's a completely different standard. What are your final predictions? Which 2 teams think you'll make it and why? Honestly, literally no one knows who's going to make the final. You just be guessing. Who looks good? Australia look good. How do India look? I think India look okay. It's hard because they've been playing in the USA. I think India will be okay once they get to the West Indies. Maybe, they will be better decks. I think they've got some good spinners. Yeah. Let's just say India, Australia. I'm sure everyone's hanging out for that final, finally. What are we talking about here? Sword said, should we replay the group stages because Pakistan only hit their form well into the last game? That seems fair. Now, I'm not really sure we'd constitute that being form, would we? Although it does depend what you think form is. I just want to thank Pakistan for turning up and being the Rolling Stones in this World Cup. They've played the hits. I saw Wild Horses. I saw Satisfaction. I've got photos in my phone and videos in my phone from the concert that I'll never look at again, much like the same as when you film fireworks. But you know what? I've had a wonderful, wonderful time. And indeed, this is actually the last match review that we'll be recording from New York. The reason Pezra is not here, by the way, if you've made it all the way to the end and you haven't asked that question already, is because it is 4:30 in the morning in Australia. I'm flying back to Australia tomorrow. For the main podcast fans, available on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, everything that you get, a usual longer format podcast. That's going to be out in about 10 or 12 hours' time. So more recording here. But this will be the last time that I'll be in this New York apartment, on this couch, talking to you. We'll be back in the studio with all the glitz and the glamour of a TGC studio. That in itself feels like an oxymoron. But I just want to say thanks, Ireland. Thanks, Pakistan. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for watching. See you soon.